Yeah, this is how family reacted to my art. When I was a kid, um, my mom um, hated it. I could do this when I was a kid. She said it's cheating. And she goes, because you don't need to think about it. I agree, I don't need to think about it. I don't think it's cheating. And yet they were in my life until I started drawing, and now they would never talk to me again. My mom just will not acknowledge me or say hi. She won't write back. Deanna, my sister too, she killed my cat. I sent a letter home going, religion, that circumcision stuff is baby rape. And my sister suddenly killed the cat. She took the cat to the hospital and had it euthanized. And she wrote me to cry about it. But, and then she never talked to me again. And apparently she killed grandma too. So my mom killed her opa. She put him into hospice when he didn't need to go. My mom's mom is an anorexic. She's like bone thin, doesn't eat, and runs like 4 hours a day. She looks horrible. Their house is like super clean, like porcelain dishes and the clean upholstery and all that. She believes in her higher power. She got me a letter from a senator once. Um, but I would like their lives to be nice, but it's not. So, yeah. I think my mom could have been an actor and it could have been a play, like, because people know who I am over and over. I have no idea how they know. I had Ben Affleck tell me that once. I was like, where do you hear about me? And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I am serious. Poor guy got circumcised. Yeah. No, poor guy married they married these mid-awful women, like Will Smith. Did you really find her hot? Not to knock your kids, but like, poor Will Smith. He and I have talked about dicks before. Oh, really? That's how it is. Yeah. Um. No, I saw army showers. I know dicks to your knees aren't uncommon. It's out there. So, allegedly there's dicks to the floor too. Although I never saw one like that. It's circumcision is clearly not to help that, but it's clearly about like, because there's a breeding strategy where you just put it in them and run. Oh, I love you, and then it's like rape. You don't give them a choice, and then you've bred with them and you're gone, right? And now this poor person has to care for your kid the rest of their life or until whenever. So yeah, that did circumcision solve that? Circumcision, maybe AI can replace doing the circumcision, right? You just know it's happening and you can intercede when people need help. I'm with it. Yeah, I don't feel like you were being not pedophiles by cutting all the baby dicks off. I think that was probably an atrocious thing in society. And I came to that from like watching other gorillas, knowing that men do care. They wouldn't actually, most men would never do that. Um, but yeah, my family like my sister talked to me for 24 hours after she killed my cat. And allegedly she killed grandma too, because it was like, oh, grandma passed. I was like, oh, really? Why did nothing get updated with the idea that she's fucking dead? And she goes, she was a jerk. I think my sister used to say she wants to be an assassin. My sister told me once she's a bad person. My sister goes, I'm a bad person. And I go like, why? And she didn't say. She seemed like emotional, right? She loves her psychiatrist. Yeah, my family have a closer relationship with their psychiatrist than they do me. And you know how it's like the therapist is the rapist? So here's why therapy is dumb. He's a fisher, he needs money, and he's a drug dealer. Here, you're not allowed to self medicate. I'll do that for you. They're two very sussy relationships. I wouldn't accept myself. I would never let someone do that. Here, you follow the rules, and I'm my person who here's the thing about it. Here's why a psychiatrist and a therapist can't help you. They eat and shit and die. They have needs too. He's not on a different platform. He didn't figure it out. And the other thing is that those anxieties are there to help you. The reason the religion says not to worry is it's going to circumcise you and use you like a slave. It doesn't need you to be worried because it won't work. You know, if our ancestors are mice, then fear will keep us alive. So, yeah, mice have fear-based powers. They get stronger when they're afraid. But yeah. Now, my sister, like, I sent a letter home that the Bible's like a genital mutilation hoax, stuff like that. And it was pretty much like that Sunday they'd killed the cat. And she had found the cat was too terminally ill then and had it put down, and then talked to me for just 24 hours and then wrote me saying she's never going to talk to me again or something. Oh, they're so bad. So first off, my mom had the pattern of not liking my art when I was a kid. She didn't. My dad also beat me for painting something. And they act like they're cool. These are people who are like smile but my mom died at extreme too. Like after I'm not with anorexia. They're mean. Anorexics, if they will avoid eating to shrink, they will do anything to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny, especially if the guys on the surface are like not men, then to try to like appeal to someone. The real government likes actual little girls. Being small yourself will do nothing. And once you're past the age of 4 or 5, give that dream up. They'll never call you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Private property and privacy has a cost. You know, I tested the military and the police. Are they really anti-crime like they seem? Oh, hell no. They will look the other way for their own camp over and over and over. So, anyway. Yeah, those new kids going yapping. Oh man, this kid recognized me at Walmart. I was standing behind him and he lost his mind when he turned around. He just stared and stared. His mom had to grab him. His mom grabbed him and pulled him away. But yeah, my sister and my mom are both, I think my mom might be an actor. Like, wasn't even, like, my dad's too much like Homer Simpson. My mom is too much like, too agreeable and makes no overt flaws, and because she has no chill, she's a horrible person. Like, the things that she did just sucked. And it was so weird. She goes like, you can't say you draw like that because they'll say you're cheating. Why would they say that? Honestly, nobody to date has told me that. And why would you be against it? See, my art would have been the family carry. if I was the kid doing it, it would have been a celebration, but it got jealousy. I think that's what it is. Because my dad was that way. It's like we had my Uncle Rusty made Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs, and it came down to like, should I be an actor? And this is what happened. My dad go, well, no one ever made me an actor, and it was canceled. Steven wasn't an actor, so I can't be an actor. Okay. I told you the story of Shannon and Lauren. There were two cute girls across the street that, were pretty much like Luke and I, right? Shannon was my age, Lauren was Luke's age. It was hot. It would have been a really good couple for both of us. It would have been a magic thing. And it got canceled because my dad thought they were his girlfriends. Like an old man. He's like 30 plus. He's like 35, and these are like 8-year-olds, right? And the reason why Luke and I couldn't be with Shannon and Lauren is they were Steven's girlfriends. I don't hate people, but I know who you can be, and it's just fucking awful. So yeah, my mom used to talk to me until I did the art show, and now she hasn't talked to me since. She doesn't. I don't pay for numbers. They ask for money from me. They used to take me in these private rooms where they'd be like, oh hey, I'm making you famous. You made it, right? And as soon as you get in there, they want money. Robert Downey Jr. said you had to pay. Lady Gaga said you had to pay. All these people you think of as famous, they paid a promoter. The people who tell everyone about your fame want money. And they can prove who they are. Like, look at your video. Now your video has like thousands of views, right? It's just a number switch. So what you get for paying them is you get to fool everyone else. And so I looked into why it was broken, and it's the gold empire. Gold is the most valuable thing ever, so the money's printed at your debt and taxed for war. There's no natural source for any citizen. So for these people to survive this late in the game, centuries and thousands of years after that decision to make the money work that way, they're basically sharks. They just exist to take from others, right? And they're good at it. And it's how they got there, right? But it's fake. But yeah, how did my family react to my art? My mom hates it. She won't talk to me. And she hated me not liking circumcision. She thinks it's like, oh, you want to get back on the umbilical cord, and it's really not a fair analogy. I hear it from other moms online who don't like it. Is that it's like, oh, not liking circumcision is like you miss your umbilical cord. And the truth is, it's nothing like that. If you had left the umbilical cord alone, it would have fallen off on its own. If you had left the foreskin alone, it would never have fallen off, ever. Okay, so why are you lying? They still like their psychiatrists and psychologists. They think they're the best, even though it's like Freud. Here's the problem with psychology and psychiatry. They don't know anything different or more than anyone else, and all of the major problems that make your life suck, they have too. This is a fisher. He doesn't get paid automatically for doing nothing. He has to hustle somebody for cash, and that means he's manipulative. I hate it, but anyway. Yeah, my family, it really was after art. They just didn't talk to me again. I don't know what they think about it. If my mom didn't like it when I was a kid, you can guarantee she's just like, because if she doesn't see numbers, she may not care. Like, you didn't have 1 million views, 1 million likes. I don't know if she's that way. She's never said that. But I'm definitely not putting forward, I'm not going to do 10,000 on a video just so that it looks famous to people. I did the right thing, and I freaking hustle them up for why don't you make a system that's meritable? I designed holographic money, and I rightfully pointed out the true owner of why you all shark each other, and it's the real government. So, yeah. My family is not supportive of my art career at all. My family is more supportive of... My mom didn't like it when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to do speed painting because people, this is literally what she said, people would say you're cheating because you don't need to think about it. What? What if I'm just really fast? It didn't occur to her. Then she made me swim. Oh, I hated swimming. She made me do swimming and baseball because that's what Steven wanted, and I hated both of those. I hate baseball to this day. Just hate it. Hate swimming too. It's just bad sports. The chemicals and the waiting around and the competition. But yeah, they are not supportive of my art. I've never heard one nice thing about them from it. And when I started doing it, they stopped talking to me. So, and my sister didn't talk to me for a long time until I wrote them that circumcision is like the circumcision stuff. And then she killed the cat. She found the cat that had a relationship to me had suddenly become too ill to live, and they had it euthanized. And she wrote me for like a day. It was like we were talking, and then she suddenly goes, never ever talk to me again. It was just the weirdest. So yeah, when they had this old woman living with them, and she goes, she passed, she was a jerk. Right after the Mishi story. Oh yeah, this other person is dead. She was a jerk. Really? So her mental association really with like the cat dying was this old woman she didn't like. I think it's sus. My sister said she wants to be an assassin. She said she's a bad person, didn't say why. She reacted to knowledge about circumcision with killing my cat. I've had a few bad ramifications from people who they don't want Jesus to be unreal, and they don't want circumcision to be a crime against boys that they're against through like horrible operation. So it's like what do you call it? It's like the brainwashed sleeper agent got triggered. Because they're there to make sure everyone gets circumcised and follow the rules. Oh, I'm just gonna diet. Oh, I'm gonna get another job. The fuck? See, my problem with their working is they work with slaves. Like my sister works with Kohl's. That's slave clothes. Poor people who got paid nothing made that, and then they do a huge markup to fool rich people. And they pay you per hour, not per action. You folded and put away 18 shirts. You get paid for the hour you were there. They get you early with school. You don't get a cut of the merchandise, even though it's just a markup. The government gets that. I hate their system. Their system's mean and stupid. But anyway, yeah, my family has never given me one compliment for my art, and they did things deliberately to thwart it, to block it. And my sister, when she heard circumcision was wrong, killed my cat. Mishi and I had a connection. I liked Mishi a lot. She would sit on my lap. Mishi would I was her person, right? And I hadn't seen her for a while, but they also didn't have an open door to me. You have a son, you don't want to talk to him? You don't want to say hi? The fuck is wrong with you? I have no idea, honestly. I have no idea what's wrong with them. Saw Rachel Rising kill herself. Tried to talk her out of it a couple times, and she got angry every time. Every time she got mad until she died. You can't trust these people, man. See, I don't make people fake ass promises. You notice I don't launch with those, like, I love yous and try to manipulate them. I really I mean, I didn't make them any promises of eternal life or threaten them with hell. So maybe I'm just not good enough, right? Yeah, maybe as bad as the Bible is, it's like, trust me, you have to get them with this, because if you don't, they will never be on your side. You have to basically run them like a puppet, or they're gonna fucking try to run you. It's weird they don't support my art. You would think they'd see it as a ticket. Yeah, we'll put some promotion behind them, and then we're gonna be a family with a famous artist. That would be awesome. No, they'd rather get a job working for a corporate clothes retailer and diet again, and then get a psychiatrist. So you have to follow rules, and you can't have anything you want. You want to have anything you want, not allowed. This guy who has to eat and shit and die is gonna solve your problems, and you trust him more than your own son. No. That was disappointing. I didn't deserve to be treated that way or to have a family like that. I didn't deserve to be forced into the sports. I didn't deserve to be hit by my dad for painting. I didn't deserve to be told by my mom I was cheating because I wasn't thinking about it. And nobody likes them. Nobody ever calls and talks to them. They don't know anybody. My mom has a connection with her boyfriend about work. She makes him labor. All they do is they increase that value of their house by fixing it up and doing more and more. That's all they do. They're constantly working. They constantly have chores. I don't do any fucking chores. I do no chores ever. I don't get why they can't be happy for my art. I don't, because they're circumcisers. You know, if it does kind of match that it's like this society that'll tell you to cut pieces off your boy, because they follow up with like reasons boys are the enemy. They get it in school, they get it everywhere, and it's like thwart this boy. It just felt like I was always being sabotaged by my family. Like when I brought up circumcision being a problem, she killed the cat. She took the cat to the vet and euthanized it. Just the one I liked. None of the other ones. I used to leave the house to cry. Yeah, when they had hurt me when I was a kid, I used to like go and hide, like ride my bike to somewhere, because they were mean. They're just mean people. They are what's under the surface of all those bless you and love yous and Jesus and Christmas peoples. You know, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, Christmas, 4th of July is all a government, Labor Day is all a government conspiracy. It's like North Korea shit, how to totally manipulate their minds here. We like this together, you know? Why would you trust them over me? For real, why would you trust them over me? But they do. That's the creepy thing, is they do. So, but they all have bad lives. They don't have nice lives at all. So yeah, the thumbnail for this, I'm gonna put, I don't know if it was AI or a painter or maybe someone who knows our family or whatever, drew my sister crying after the last talk we had, when she decided, she only talked to me after she killed the cat, and it was just for 24 hours. She wasn't like it was like she was checking, she was like patting me down so I'd get over it. It's just totally manipulative. You just talked to me so I would freaking, why? Now I'm really mad. I sent her a bucket of cockroaches, and I sent her freaking the painting I'm putting on the thumbnail, I sent that to her work. uh, they deserved it. It would have been so cool. See, they're the reason I have emotional pain. The choices they made in my life were painful. It was like, I can be nice to them, I'm not going to be nice to them. You know, and rather than doing what they wanted, I just publicly humiliated them. Like this. So, yeah, definitely the religions and the government is the issue. The things I do are normal and natural. I'm kind of like, because I'm like a spontaneity guru, just do it now instantly to instinct. That's how I know it's off. I was like, that's not right. That's not right. Why would you trust a psychiatrist? So you're not allowed to have anything that you want. And somebody who needs to do this for work or he can't survive is going to make his existence valuable, right? Why would you say my art is, she didn't say it's scribbling. She said it's cheating because you don't need to think about it. Why would I need to think if I don't need to? Well, I'll tell you why, because she needed me to go to school every day, all day. Why would you, okay, so you have this son with an art gift, but you said, I'd rather smother it for some state programming. Ugh, that's not a free person. I don't know what gift I had that made me able to see through that shit, but I was. And my mom used to talk to me until I started painting in like my 30s or whatever. And when I did that, she never talked to me again. She never said shit. Why? I mean that, why? They won't say. Yeah, they are sinners. My family, hella sinners. I've seen families that had like cohesive, close relationships. It's like the kids and the parents know each other, they like each other, they can hold and touch each other. It's nice. That did not exist in my house. Not since I was a baby, not now. And the thing that pisses me off is they have like, I've seen how my mom talks to my sister. My mom puts my sister down. My mom has this thing where she won't like hold you, hug you, or check how you are. She will come up to you with an order, right? She's a compulsive dieter, right? She will come up to you with something you have to do. And I'm worried about, why should I hear about your worries? None of my mom's worries in my life ever panned out. Never, ever. But she has a feeling about something, everyone has to change about it. It's the worst. I don't have kids myself because I was like, this is a devastation. I'm leaving them nothing. I'm leaving them absolute trash. So I didn't. And then I literally went and it was like, why were my family so awful? For real awful. Not like pretend awful. They were bad. They had the side of people who hated us more than the people they knew and needed them. So, yep. My sister's response to hearing circumcision's genital mutilation. I had that woman, Michelle, fake being a property manager, get a job, ask me to lunch, because I'm like I'm a circumcision. I'm not a circumcision advocate. I'm against circumcision. And so her response to me not doing what she wanted was to get my car towed, get me evicted. I didn't deserve it, and I found out all those things she did were illegal. After they were like, you owe us $11,000 for being here. After that happened, I went to lawyers, and the lawyers defended me. They said that was completely illegal. You have proof they did it. We have proof it's not allowed, and I didn't sue, but that made them stop. But it's like, there's this evil, like what they mean by evil, yeah, like sub-evil vein of people who are like evolved pro-institutionalers. The reason I couldn't do holographic speed painting is it makes education pointless. which was her pride. Oh, I was a better student than everyone else, which just means you're a bigger dog. Yeah. People who were ruining your mind for selfish reasons obviously clapped when you refused to think for yourself, but it wasn't wise. It didn't do anyone else any good. It's frustrating. Why can't my family be supportive and talk to me? That's all I wanted. I didn't want to be told art's bad and then to force me to do sports. It didn't make me a better person. To this day, I'm exhausted from it. I'm like, why would you do that? It's like, it was. They had this sense, my dad had this sense, and my family had this sense. He actually likes doing it, and it's good for him, and it's who he is. Stop it. He hates it. He doesn't want to do it. He says he doesn't want to do it. He says he hates it. That's what he's doing. That's what it has to be. Why would you be that way? Where else are we going to live? Who is going to grow up and be successful? The person whose gifts you nurtured, or the person who you force to do things they hate? Who are you? Why would you have a kid if you don't like people? I mean that. So yeah, no, it is true in history that when I sent my family this, like, circumcision's genital mutilation of the baby rape, when I sent them that, my sister took my cat, just the cat I liked, to be euthanized. And then spent 24 hours only talking to me like we were friends. And then basically, it's like this thing, it's like she needed me to think she liked me, or so that the never talk to me again had power, which it didn't. It was that next day I found the painting online, and I was like, okay. So I mailed a copy to her fucking work. Because if she's like this rigid person, they would definitely laugh about her crying. And then I mailed a copy to the home. So, and then I sent her a bucket of cockroaches. So, yeah, as soon as my scooter gets here, I'm going to do a fucking night drive by there and scout to see what's going on. I hate them. Why would you be that way? Can't you just, it's like, it makes no sense. Oh yeah, my mom told me this story once, and it is exactly who they were. She had heard this story and thought it was funny, and she repeated it to me, but so they built these horses, this overhang, to keep them in the shade from the sun, and they stood outside from the overhang, and they ate the struts supporting it, and it collapsed. When the Bible goes, admit you're sinners, I don't know, it's like how guys who are circumcised are way worse to other men. They're horrible, because they're proving they needed to get circumcised. Right? Super manipulative. And then my sister cries. It's just like, I wished I had a nice family. I don't know why I had the family I had. I don't know why I got the family I got. They were not supportive. They didn't make me feel nice and loved at all, ever. I remember it was like, I had went to a daycare when I was a kid, my first birthday, and I connected with all the kids there, and I liked them. I remember there were several kids I liked, and my family, I invited them all to my birthday, and my mom said, oh, they're too busy, they can't go, didn't let them answer. And then she basically got like these random kids I had never met before and forced them to my birthday under the thing, oh, he can't notice. It's horrible people. Like, as I've gotten older, I don't blame myself for how I feel, because I really should have felt way worse consciously. But they were just not good people, man. Mean. My mom is the daughter of an anorexic. A very serious anorexic. And they just weren't nice. They were mean. And my dad was like, my dad makes war weapons that kill people. He's the not cool. He's like Homer Simpson if Homer Simpson made like cluster bursters designed to take out crowds, right? And so they were just mean people. Mean people. I remember once there was this big Palo Verde beetle, that like was crawling into the house, and we were like, Dad, stop it, and he did not. He enjoyed that we didn't like it. It's just like they're just weird traders. Like, can he do art? No, never. He's cheating, and I'll beat him if he colors anything. He hates baseball and he hates swimming good. He can do that all the time. They never gave me any money. So here's why they don't give me money. They had circumcised me. They knew I was in pain, and they never gave me money because they're like, he's going to go buy drugs with it. I didn't say I liked drugs. I wasn't planning on doing it. I would have rather had some money. But I wasn't allowed money in case I bought drugs. So no money ever. I hate this planet. You guys are so stupid. You are stupid. There's several ancestral chemicals and substances that are totally fine to mix with. You'll enjoy it because your ancestors knew it over and over. And not giving me money just because drugs aren't easy to buy. Who do you buy them from? Why would I do that? I honestly don't think I would have bought drugs. I don't think I would have. I think I would have enjoyed having personal money, but I never had any. Nobody ever gave me a credit card. Nobody ever gave me an allowance. My allowance was $4 a week for a very short period of time, 2 months. They kept that up. Why would you have kids if you don't want them? Ooh. When you're around them, they're silent and they smile, but it wasn't the things I actually said I liked and wanted and needed, they ignored. And my real emotions and feelings, they conspired to hurt. I don't know why. Does my art look happy? Why, hey, circumcision's genital mutilation. Instead of acknowledging that, I'm going to try to hurt you again. More. Why the fuck would you be that way? Hey, the government lied to ruin your life. But the people who helped them are going to double down and make sure you know it wasn't a mistake. The fuck? I mean that. The fuck? It doesn't match any material strategy. It's not like I'm going to be more successful now. Now I hate you. Now I'm mailing funny photos of you to your work. Now you're a murderer. Now she, yeah. No, it's true. My fucking sister killed my cat. After, immediately after I mentioned circumcision's genital mutilation. She took my cat to the vet to be euthanized. And then talked to me for 24 hours before, out of nowhere, she's like, never talk to me again, never visit again. All this stuff, and obviously I'm not going to listen because I'm going to go by there with a carton of eggs. Fucking, yeah. Fuck them. Fuck the government. Hey, government, I hope you get raped with knives for circumcision. That's what you owe. Not illegal to say. And why did I get this family? They suck. They suck. I saw so many other families have way better lives than this family. Rotten. Mean. My dad makes weapons that kill people. My mom's the daughter of an anorexic who diets and does chores all the time. That's what they do. My mom does one activity, and it's like home improvement work, and she will walk around and give you orders over it. Why would my cat get euthanized the week I sent a letter about circumcision being genital mutilation? I don't think I deserved that. I think it's just, I don't know what it is. I think they're terrible people. I'm proud of me not having kids. As lonely as it is, it's I refuse to give the world somebody else to hurt. It's just, why? Everything I said was true. The timing, the way they were about art. You have a kid who has miracle speed painting. Not miracle, you know what I mean? It's like a gift. And you're going to say he's cheating and then beat him when he tries to paint. My dad still works for the same organization, you know? And the only thing he'd mention is the date he was going to retire. So you made your kids do things they hate, and you build weapons that kill people. It's the only source of income. You want money, you have to work for the freaking system. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Why can't I have family that care how I am and write me? Why? Yeah, I like this and I had something nice happen. Don't ever acknowledge it. Make it a problem somehow. The fuck is wrong with you? You know, hey, our uncle has 6 Emmys for doing all these primetime shows. Can Chris be an actor? My dad, I was never an actor. No one ever made me an actor. Hey, there are these 2 gorgeous girls that like our sons. Can they get to know each other? Well, they're my girlfriends. My dad thought they were there for him. How does that make sense? Okay, so if your sons have babies with other girls, you exist now more. That's the trajectory. That's the logical procession, not, I know they're kids, but while they're into us, I may as well intercept that as, for me. Ugh. He builds weapons that kill people. Everything he does is a weapon that kills people. He doesn't care. Or wastes everyone's time. Like he did interceptors. He says he did interceptors. He said he did interceptors, and then he seemed to know a lot about like nuclear weapons and stuff, which I think are a hoax too. So I think he's just an idiot. He looks like Homer Simpson. And he has a cracked tongue, like some people with Down syndrome have cracked tongues. He's got a cracked tongue. It's like you know how it's like the desert dries up and it has those cracks. Yeah, people with like chromosome disorders have this cracked tongue thing. After my mom, he remarried a woman who cares for special needs. That's what she does. She's a special needs teacher, and he married her. So, yeah, I don't know. My family was a disappointing 0, mainly because they didn't support the things I liked. They made me do things I hated, and they're all types of cruel. All types of cruel. And they're fake. I'm going to smile and act nice. It's like this thing, like, most of the time when I was talking, my mom would go, sorry, I wasn't listening. I think, what the fuck is wrong with you? My cat is dead as of this Sunday, and they decided it had to be done after the circumcision letter. And then my sister talks to me for 24 hours, and out of nowhere, she goes, never ever come by, never ever send anything to the house, and never ever ever talk to me again. And then she goes, I'm going to miss you. Think of me for all your... She talks about my birthdays. She was like, they did not give me any birthdays. I never had a birthday anything. Not a party, not a happy, not a gift I wanted, nothing. You know. And she has this weird message about, like, for every birthday I'm gonna miss. Felt like it's like it's being murder-suicided. Hey, this person is wretchedly just like, and then how do you do that and then go like, I'm gonna be loyal to Kohl's? She works at Kohl's for like year 12 now. 12 years in a row she's worked for Kohl's. She shows up and folds clothes. How is that freaking better than me? For real. Hey, you want to be famous artist with me? No. Absolutely not. Well, I don't want to have kids now because I'm circumcised. I know that's who you are. Yeah, her sleeper agent reaction to me saying I hated circumcision was to kill my cat. Same thing with Michelle. Like, she was a fraud. She lied. She got caught, like, signing for my stuff when I'd moved out. She forced me out, and then she signed for my mail and kept it. So that's who the religious circumcisers are. That's what happened to the natives. The natives were met with, hey, we're the children of God, and then they got robbed. How the fuck are you that way? How are you that way as a style of life? It's troubling. I'm still in it for the fight. Like, I just think it's sad. I think the women need to give up something better than tormenting the men. Why would you trust your psychiatrist and work for Kohl's, but not bother fucking including your brother or your son in your life? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. I don't get it. Maybe they have a nanite. Maybe it is like the government snuck tiny robots in their heads. It's possible that the way that you would get something inside of them to control their behavior that precisely is either a personally furnished chemical, like maybe they found like there's a traitor part of the brain that lights up when people are betraying each other, so they can make like something that stimulates that area way more than other ones. So yeah, she could have liked me, but the most active thing was, how can I hurt him somehow? It didn't make me any better. It doesn't follow evolutionary lines. They should have done things that made my natural gifts come forward and then supported me emotionally so that I wanted to start a family. Instead, they did the complete opposite of that. My brother had his son circumcised. My brother had problems. I guarantee that kid is lonely and in pain. And the real creator doesn't give a shit. The real creator can't even tell. I don't think they're the curses of God. I think they're evolved through selection to be loyal to the state above everything else, because that's your survival. And to put down men, like, we have to hurt his feelings. Why? Well, you don't see it, but you might one day like a girl the government likes, and they have to stop you, like instinct. So it's in the religion, it's in the schools, it's in the approved behaviors, it's in who the villains are in stories. You know, it's men who tried to have something, and the guy just following the rules saved it. Right? It's a fact my cat was dead, and it's a fact my sister brought up the fucking woman who died in her house at the same time and goes, she was a bad person, she was a jerk. Really? Why'd she die? I know for a fact the police act like they investigate everything. Most things they don't give a shit. There has to be a ton of political pressure behind it for them to really treat it like a situation. It's sad. So yeah, this is my, like, who are my family to me. They were never supportive of my art. Anything I actually liked, they were against. And it was like constantly being hurt by people who should have been my friends. And it made me so lonely. Like, I see these stupid videos, make sure your rat has a companion because they get lonely and anxious. I felt so bad as a kid. I felt so awful. They don't give a shit. They were here for seconds. Why would you be that to the person who could carry on your line? Why would you be that way to a person who could carry on your line? It makes no sense. Now I'm not carrying on your line, and now I'm sending embarrassing photos of you to the fucking work. Anyway, I'm gonna run out of battery soon, probably, so I gotta go. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. It's so sad. It's sad I have to report this. I don't like saying this. You know what I mean?